Today I'm going to fill a sketchbook page, but I'm not doing an Instagram sketchbook page. I am genuinely sitting down and drawing to help practice character drawing. First, I'll show you what I have been working on in this sketchbook so far. I just started this, so there aren't that many pages, but I've been focusing on character drawing, expressions, and poses. As I just started this one, I also just finished one, and that sketchbook tour is up on my channel now if you'd like to check it out. The drawing you see now is from yesterday. I was adding characters to my poses to help me learn what I could improve on. I'm really proud of that sketch, but it has taken me a long time to learn how to draw full bodies like this. If you have been watching my other videos, you would know that I'm an animation major and I'm hoping to go into character design. The only problem is I don't really design characters that much because I never learned how to draw anatomy. This summer I have been working to fix that in preparation for attending a fancy art school in the fall. To start out, I like to warm up with some expressions. This was pretty hard for me at first because I couldn't think of any expressions to draw. With a field that I'm so unfamiliar with, it can be hard to be creative when you don't have a strong base in the fundamentals. As we all know, I'm still building up that base, so to help me out, I look up expression sheets and try to copy those while putting my own style on it. When I first started drawing expressions, I was just focusing on copying instead of stylization to make sure I understood how and why the face would move. Before practicing expressions, I worked on facial anatomy. This might sound like a lot, but I've been doing a little bit of practice every day and I think it is really paying off. One resource that has really helped me is Rodgon the artist. Rodgon does live streams on TikTok almost every day and then posts them on YouTube. I like to watch the YouTube videos and copy the drawings that he does while taking notes on his techniques. Studying anatomy is really just like studying anything else, but for me it's really fun. Rodgon does a great job of simplifying big concepts so they are easy to understand. A big problem for me while drawing expressions is that I don't exaggerate enough. I have started watching more animated shows to try and see how they draw different scenarios, and the main thing I've noticed is the exaggeration. Most movements have to be big and drawn out to make sure the viewer gets the correct emotion out of it. It is just more entertaining for the viewer. To combat this, I try to exaggerate the expressions that I see on the expression sheets just a little bit more than the original. Not all animation is super exaggerated, but I think this helps me step out of my comfort zone. Once I get more comfortable with the expressions, I try to add a character to the emotion. Again, this can be kind of hard to do when I don't have the most experience with this, so I look up animated characters and draw them in my style. This takes away the stress of coming up with a character for every drawing and allows me to focus on getting the anatomy right. For me, character design is challenging and doesn't always come naturally, but I think that's why I find it so interesting. I love reading and watching content about how a character was made and the process for the design. My favorite part is seeing the design iterations of the same character and why they chose the final design. I have been trying to come up with different characters for so long, but I realized I don't have enough knowledge on the basics to draw full characters yet. I'm still coming up with the ideas, but instead of drawing them and getting frustrated that they do not look the way I imagined, I write them down and save them for when I'm feeling confident with my drawing skills. This has helped me stay motivated as I enjoy most of the character drawings that I do now. I also find it hard to design characters without having a clear image of their world. I like the idea of making a character that lives in a completely different reality than real life. I tend to find these shows more entertaining. The creator can stretch the reality to fit any plotline they want, allowing for more possibilities. To combat this, I've been coming up with at least one show idea a day. I quickly write out a sentence or two that conveys the idea, and this helps me stay creative even when I'm not actively working on any projects. This also pushes me out of my comfort zone because I'm pushing myself to come up with ideas that have not been done before. A lot of the ideas are pretty bad, but they tend to lead to better ones as I get more comfortable. Now I'm moving on to drawing full bodies. This first sketch is a little rough, but I want to keep this honest, so I kept it in. I'm really inspired by Adventure Time. I like the character designs and the way the world works, so to come up with character poses, I look at Adventure Time fan art and try to draw it in my style. Let's see if you guys can guess who I'm drawing here. I try not to copy the art style too much because it has already been done and Adventure Time is so widely loved that it is very easy to recognize. I don't really think I have a set style with how I draw at the moment, but I enjoy that because I feel comfortable exploring different styles. I don't necessarily believe in having a style. I think your art should be recognizable as yours, but you don't have to draw everything the same way to accomplish that. I've also learned that being able to adapt to different styles is very beneficial for someone going into animation. One way I like to differentiate myself is through line work or color. I hope to learn more ways of standing out as I continue to learn. I kind of struggled through this sketch. I didn't like the way the jacket was shaped, and it wasn't too clear where the wind was coming from in the fan art that I was using as reference. This is the problem with using fan art as a reference rather than actual poses. It isn't always accurate. I realize that using other people's art as a reference isn't the best decision, but I find the other poses so boring and it doesn't motivate me as much. Seeing how other people move their characters inspires me to do the same, but someone doing a pose is just a random person with a sword or something. While drawing, I like to take notes of mistakes that I am making so I can prevent doing it in the future. For my sketches, I like to use a lighter color pen and then go over it with a dark blue or black. I like to use ballpoint pens for sketching because I like the line variation that I can get from them. For less sketchy drawings, I use microns, usually 03 or 01, and for clean character drawings, I like to use the Tombow soft brush marker. I like to have thick lines on most of my characters, especially for less detailed work. I don't like the way graphite feels on paper when it gets that shiny feeling. It really grosses me out. So I use ballpoint pens instead of pencils. For the next drawing, I am drawing 2 characters from my favorite show, Dairy Girls. I love Dairy Girls so much. I've watched it so many times at this point and it never gets old. Let's see if you can guess the characters that I'm drawing here. If you haven't already watched Dairy Girls, then I highly recommend it. It is so funny and it's set in Ireland, so they have fun accents. I mean, what more could you ask for? I hope you guys enjoyed filling this sketchbook page with me. If you sketched along with me, I would love to see what you guys did. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon.